Hey guys, Ziomaro here. Today I'm doing a tutorial on sniping in Arma 3. While I explain some of the basics of it, I'm going to be showing you some footage of myself sniping in Arma 3 Wasteland, just to help illustrate what I'm talking about. I'm mainly going to be covering using high-powered rifles at long distance. In this particular video, I was sniping at about 800 meters. Every scope is slightly different, and if you're using an RCO, MRCO, or ARCO, then a lot of what I'm going to be talking about doesn't really apply. And I may do a video on those separately because they're great for medium range combat, but this video is going to be focusing on long range sniping. Arma 3 has a very strange keybind system. You can always change them, but there are so many that if you change one, then it's going to put a load of other keybinds out of whack as well. So it's probably good to just get used to the defaults. The first keybind that you'll want to know is the zeroing. The most basic explanation of what zeroing is to adjust a firearm sight so that the point of aim is the point of impact. Because of bullet drop, hollow sights or iron sights are only going to work up to a certain range. Once you get over 200 or 300 meters, the bullet is actually going to land somewhere beneath where you were aiming because of bullet drop, which is basically just gravity doing its thing. So zeroing compensates for that. On a scope, if you're firing at 500 meters, then you would zero in to 500 meters. And then where your scope is aiming is where the bullet will hit. So the keybinds for zeroing are page up and page down. The role of a sniper in Arma 3 is slightly more calculated and slow-paced than when you're closer up. If you're in a position where you're having to make quick decisions, then you're probably not in the right position. You really need to be somewhere where you're not seen and you have time to calculate how far away your target is. I find the easiest way at first to calculate distance is to bring up the map with the M key and then set a waypoint with shift and click. This will tell you how far away the waypoint is. The difficult part is working out exactly where that person is on the map. In Wasteland, it's quite good because the targets actually come up on the map, so you can just look on your map after you've seen someone and know exactly how far away they are. In other game modes, you may have to use your map sense a little bit more to figure out where they are. In this particular video, I was sniping people at about 850 meters, which is actually quite an awkward distance to be shooting at because the rifle's only 0 to the nearest 100. Thankfully, there's quite a useful trick that you can use with this scope that I'm using, which is the SOS scope. If you look at the scope, there's the red dot in the middle, which, if you're zeroed in correctly, is where your shot will land. However, above and below the red dot, you'll see that there are some other dots. Each of these dots represents 100 meters. So, if you were zeroed in to 500 meters, and you wanted to shoot someone at 600 meters without changing the zeroing, then you would use the dot just below the red dot to shoot that person accurately. If you were zeroed in to 500 meters and you wanted to shoot someone at 400 meters, then you would use the dot above. This is very useful to know when you're shooting at awkward distances like 850 meters. So, I'm zeroed in to 800 meters and my targets are at 850 meters. So, to get an accurate shot at this distance, I'm going to have to aim somewhere between the red dot and the black dot beneath it. If I was zeroed into 900 meters, then I'd be aiming somewhere between the red dot and the black dot above it. Once you know how far away your target is and you've got the zeroing down, you aim for the center of mass, which will probably be the chest or stomach area if they're standing up, and then take the shot. You've also got to bear in mind bullet time. The bullets don't travel instantly, they're not hit scan, so if you're shooting a moving target, you're going to have to shoot somewhere in front of them. This is slightly harder to calculate, so you're just going to have to learn to do this by trial and error. The next keybind you'll need to know with a scope is the plus and minus key on the number pad. Really awkward place to be, but you know, it's Arma 3. The plus key increases the magnification and the minus key decreases the magnification. So what I'll tend to do is search for targets with the lowest magnification. Once I know where they are, then I'll zoom in and take the shot. This is one of those annoying situations where I did actually hit them, but it didn't kill them, unfortunately. The final tip I have for you is relocating. If someone figures out where you are and then you have to move, then you've moved too late. You don't want to move straight after a shot, because if they hear the shot and then look over to your direction, then they might see you move, and that will give away your position. However, after taking a few pot shots, it's probably not a bad idea to relocate. Don't make the mistake that I did here. I stayed here for way too long. I killed about 10 or 11 people, and then this guy came along and tried to kill me. Unfortunately for this guy, he wasn't expecting to be point blank no-scoped in the face. Next time I might not be so lucky though. So, to recap, stay hidden, calculate the distance, zero in, and then relocate. I hope this video has been useful to some of you, and if you like the video then don't forget to subscribe. If there's anything else that you'd like help with, then leave some comments and I'll see what I can do. But until next time, cheers!